Your calendar is gaslighting you, my sis. Yes, I said it. Your calendar is a manipulator performing psychological abuse upon you, the victim. But what's odd is that sort of, kind of, you're the manipulator. Maybe we could say you're gaslighting yourself. We need to break this one down because this one goes out to my high performing, executive level, high achieving corporate women who are constantly busy, got their calendars packed so tight that they can't even function. So I need you to pull up a chair, put your glasses on if you need to, okay? And get your AI assist out because we got to write some notes, okay? So get busy. We need to find a way for you to stop gaslighting yourself and abusing yourself, causing yourself to burn out. We have control over your calendar, my sister. Okay? Come on into the video. Take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath. I know, right? Because y'all running. You're running, right? As if somebody's about to die. You see, a lot of us we live in hypervigilance. Our cortisol levels are off the charts. Our insulin is like insulinin, okay? And the glucose is glucosin, and we just can't understand what the heck's going on. But in reality, I'm here to always tell you that you have control over you, whether you're in perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, because menopause is only a day. Did you know? That's for another video. So, whether you're in any of those stages, I'm here to tell you, my executive level sis, your calendar is gaslighting you. And yes, I said it because you are in control of your calendar. But first, for some of you who've never been gaslit before, which probably is a very small minority of you, but for those of you who've never been gaslit before, I'm going to read you the definition of gaslighting, okay? It's a form of persistent psychological manipulation and emotional abuse where the manipulator, your calendar, okay, causes a victim, you, to question your own reality, memories, and sanity to gain power and control. Ooh. Let's break that down. Let's break that down. Okay, so your calendar, meaning like you've packed it so tight and it manipulates you. You think that you can get to this meeting on time. You never put any time in for you to kind of think about what's next. You're just jumping from one thing to the next. Boom, 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 boom. And you believe that everything, that's just how reality is. Girl, that's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over because you know you don't like it. You know, you're constantly like, I can't keep this schedule up. These people are driving me crazy. I just don't know if I can take another day. But really, honestly, this is something that you can control. In my personal opinion, I've always seen women and people in general, I'll just say people in general, who are like, oh, constant, busy. That's more of a sign that you don't have enough bandwidth to be able to strategize and visionize. And you're moving fast and you're not at that executive level. You are back at another level that is more at the employee level, right? And there's nothing wrong with an employee level, but there's a difference because the employees are doing tasks that are different than the executive level CEO woman. And so my goal with you today is to again rein you back in and tell you that you can take control. Typically, I want to share with you, if you've never been tuned into this video and you're wondering why you're talking about menopause, perimenopause, because I am what you would call the authentic power strategist. These videos, these authentic power strategies are for executive level women, high achieving women, And typically, the women age group that I affect are women who are 45 and up. Now, interesting enough, I have women who are in their 30s, some of them in their 20s, and they're like, I need to learn these strategies so that by the time I get to that age, I'm prepared for this. You're absolutely right. But don't get it twisted. These authentic power strategies are for my executive level, high achieving corporate women. Some of them are entrepreneurial, but for the majority of them, they are in corporate. And I'm talking to you about this calendar because a lot of us feel like we are kind of cool because we have so many things going on, right? And we book ourselves back to back to back to back. And I've come to realize that there's a few things going on, and one of them is that you're codependent. You're likely codependent on being busy. You might say, "Well, Diana, that's just the nature of my work. That's what we have to do." That's not sustainable. If and I'm going to probably venture to say that there's a likely a high turnover at your company, or with the people are disgruntled or people are unhappy. If that's the pace that you're running, that's the pace that your employees are running, and no one's very happy because we're humans. We're not robots. Although, if you keep performing at that level and doing these things, you definitely might at one some time be replaced by a robot because you're going to burn out, my sis. So I want to break down for you in this video why this is so important. Well, first of all, you have likely read the studies from McKinsey and Lean In that they say that a big reason why women aren't able to get to higher levels is because they're burnt out. And this is predominantly the reason why we are burnt out. And for those of us who are at this other level, we're dealing with other biological things that are going on, right? We are dealing with this menopause it's causing brain fog. Some of us are sweating and we're constantly, our hypothalamus is going up and down, and our thyroid is out of whack. And if you've been following along in these videos, you have been hearing us talk about what we're calling our executive biology audit. Because a lot of you, it's not that you are broken. You're not broken. What you are is unmeasured. You aren't taking into account the numbers, like your metabolic numbers. You're not taking into account your nervous system. And you certainly are not taking into account the identity that you should be, not the identity that you've taken on, but the identity that you should be. And what we're trying to get you to do in our executive biology audit is get you into what I call an executive performance system that allows you to be able to take control of everything, even your manipulating, gaslighting schedule, right? So I want to give you some tips because in our community, in our Rise with Diana community, we're constantly talking about these little bite sized tips that will allow you to be able to shift your mindset and to move into a more controlled executive level performance system where you have ease, you feel a sense of a calm, and you're understanding when you're on and when you're off. And because you are a human, you need to turn it off. So, because you are an executive level woman, I want to give you some things that you need to begin to think about. And the items that I'm about to share with you are in our Rise 53 Inner Circle. This is a group that meets weekly, that we go over these topics, these strategies, and these tactics that we can implement into our daily lives. And every single Friday, we meet to go over them in our Rise 53 Inner Circle. So today, what I want to do is I want to read to you the the first things that we want you to do, okay? Because the first things that we want you to do is to know the difference between CEO hours and employee hours. And I'm going to say, for those of you who are um, might hear this and go, I don't do that. Well, there's two things that you need to do. You need to get more familiar with AI so that it can make you more efficient, so that your calendar is not bogged down with what we call employee hours, or ask for someone in the budget to hire someone. Okay. So let me give you the difference between CEO hours and employee hours. CEO hours, executive level hours, they make time for strategic thinking, visioning, decision making, and high stakes communication. That's what they make time for, because it's really you who is in control of the culture. You're in control of the atmosphere of your organization, and you set the tone. So we need you to be in a headspace of strategic thinking, reading books, taking time, and to even employees need to do this. But take time to walk, take time to have a break to allow your brain to calm down. Okay, employee hours. These are more like email, administrative tasks, maintenance tasks, and logistics. There's a difference, right? But most women give their CEO hours away and operate reactively all day long. So there's a task that I need you to begin to do. I need you to first to, you know, ask yourself, how much am I doing email administration, maintenance, and logistics? How much am I doing that? And even in my own business, I had to look at that and say, wow, how can I get out of these, and I'm going to just say this too, like doctors, um, lawyers, and others in higher professional positions have had to learn this, because the bulk of your day begins to be these other administrative tasks. These all can be done through AI, right? We can really learn the AI tools, and I'm going to do a special video on that so that you can begin to get yourself into an executive performance system that we're talking about, so that you can pull yourself away and you begin to think about and visionize about the strategy that you've developed for your organization. I have been into so many organizations where we do these strategic plans, and these strategic plans just sit in a vault somewhere and no one ever pulls them out. Yeah, it's time we do that, right? It's time you begin to pull those out and really think about how you can get your company from here to there. That's your job. That's your job. And when you have time to, pull yourself away, I want you to start to pull yourself away in doing a lot of the stuff that we talked in our nervous system audit. That's going to be in our executive biological audit. You're probably going to have to go a couple videos back. Actually, we'll probably try and link it in this video for you to be able to take a look at. Does that make sense to you? So here's some action steps. Here's some things that I'm thinking that would be great for you, is to identify 2 high clarity hours where you can begin to implement your CEO hours. And here's what I want you to do. I tell this to people all the time. Protect the hours. Protect them. If it were your child and they were having a dance recital, or your niece or someone that you love, and they had a dance recital and you said you was going, you would go. And you would protect it like nothing else. That's how I want you to protect this time. Okay. So I want you to protect your time, no meetings, no reactive work. Things just kind of come out and someone asks you to do something and all of a sudden you just go after it. No, because that adds up. You're constantly going after things. And I'm so busy starts to become your narrative. So only strategic leadership. And when you begin to do that, you will begin to see your life change. Your life will change. So I also want to share this one last thing with you. If it's not sustainable, it's not successful. So I just want you to get that into your mind. If it's not sustainable, it's not successful. You cannot run at that pace nonstop. You will burn out. So I'm going to ask you to do something that I've been asking everyone to do. Be honest with yourself. Just stop these lies. Stop acting like this doesn't matter when it does. You know it does. When you go to bed at night, when you're quiet, when you're on your drive home, when you're getting ready to go to work, You getting your coffee in the morning time, you have that little quiet time. Yes, that's right. You have an inner knowing when you know something isn't right and you know it's not sustainable. So I'm here to break it to you. Let's work on this together. Let's stop having your calendar gaslight you. So I'm making this video short and sweet because I really want you to think about this and I want you to reply back to me. What 2 hours are you going to protect? And if you share that, if you share those 2 hours that you're going to protect, then share it in the comments on the YouTube video or in a LinkedIn video. Then I'm going to send to you our executive biological audit. This is something that we are talking with a lot of companies about, with their ERGs, with their women leaders, so that we can begin to have sustainable practices that are going to help us go to the next level to the extent that we want to. No one's forcing you, but if you want to, we want to remove all barriers that are in the way of you being and doing that. And mostly it's our biology and our belief systems that we have to do all of the things all of the time at one time. That don't work. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? I hope so. So we're going to make certain that we have linked in this video the Rise 53 Inner Circle, if that's something that you want to consider. But really, we just want you to be traveling along this journey with us. Make certain that you're subscribed to the Authentic Power Strategies newsletter within our LinkedIn. Also, just hit the bell on our YouTube. And that'll allow you to be able to get involved and to know when these videos are coming out. And for those of you who've been traveling along with me personally, you might know that your girl, as of this is what, 2026, this is the end of March 2026, I'm training for a competitive bikini competition. Yes, I am. And it's my first ever bodybuilding competition, and I'm so excited about it. And I'm utilizing a lot of what I am teaching in my executive biological audit to actually do the competition, to work on my metabolic activity, to work on my nervous system and my identity. It's my executive performance system for this bikini competition. It works in any area, whether corporate, whether you're going out there for a goal, you're starting a business, it works in everything. I can't wait to share more. So please follow along, learn, understand, ask questions, and just be a part of our community. Sound like a deal? All right. Well, we'll see you in the next video. And until then, reply to this video and let us know what 2 hours you plan on protecting. All right. Until next time, see you in the next video.